Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between, actually let me make sure everything's working right. Yes, it is. This game between Moon versus Focus. Over here, as the red Night Elf player, we have, hey, how do you doing, Yatindra? Over here as the red Night Elf, we have Moon spawning in what I'll call the 9 or 10 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Focus all the way on the other side of the map, spawning as the blue Orc. Two great players who do not need any introduction in the WarCraft 3 realm. Well, a large number of tournaments won between the two. I know that these two players have played each other a large number of times, and that's really what starts to happen when you get to this level of, or this caliber of gameplay. You end up constantly going up against the best of the best, and as iron sharpens iron, well, you guys just hone your skills even more. What is going to be going down here in this matchup? What heroes are we looking at? That is the question I want to answer get answered, as it is a Keeper of the Grove going up against a Blade Master. If I swap locations, is it going to... Okay, it swapped the colors. Hopefully it doesn't change the heroes, because if it changes the heroes, well, things get a little bit confusing at times. But I can't keep track of a Blade Master unless I'm on, well, on Focus. As the point of view, trying to keep track of a Blade Master while he's wind walking on Turtle Rock in the mini map, nearly impossible unless you have some sort of map hack, which even then I do not. What is going to go down in this here? Blade Master about to make its presence known. We are going to be looking at a solo grunt. Voodoo Lounge is already halfway done. Based on the timing, I'm expecting the Blade Master to come down here, take down that giant sea turtle, come back home, sell that Scroll of Town Portal, pick up double healing salves, maybe a Scroll of Speed, and then heading off to take down the Ogre Warrior that drops the item. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove hiding behind an Ancient of War. No Archer. All right, so a little bit of an interesting change here. Normally, there is one solo archer at this point and stage in the game to help try and clear out these creep camps. And, well, it looked like Moon thought to himself, you know what, that archer isn't really going to give me that much of an advantage. Let me just not train the archer, get that Ancient of War, and then move on out. Keeper of the Grove is off over here. Oh, who's going to get the experience? Who's going to get the experience? And it looks like the Blade Master did get the experience and that Ring of Regeneration. As we are looking at, no, that giant sea turtle was not taken out. Blade Master did already sell that Scroll of Town Portal, picked up a Circlet of Nobility, and should be picking up those healing salves now. All right, Chaos Frost, hey, how you doing? Thanks for well, subbing, I believe, subbing, and well, appreciate all of my subs and all of my patrons patrons as they do, well, keep the lights on in the home, so to speak, or keep the lights on here. Definitely thank you for all the support as we're looking at the Keeper of the Grove and the Blade Master now battling it out. Keeper of the Grove making its way back all the way home. Meanwhile, off on the other side of the map, Hunter's Hall, Moonwell's getting established, and pretty much a standard game so far. What I am looking to, though, is, are we going into mass Huntresses? Yes, we are. So Keeper of the Grove into Huntresses instead of Archers. That is the reason why there were no early Archers, as that isn't the unit that the Keeper of the Grove really wants to mass up. Now going after these giant sea turtles creep camp, the Keeper of the Grove should be able to get to level 2 without much of an issue, picking up that Slippers of Agility, 2 Slippers of Agility, extra armor for that Keeper of the Grove, but really not going to be that helpful at all, as the Keeper of the Grove now wandering back, well, out of nowhere. We are seeing plenty of wisps down here, a couple of Huntresses as well, more Ents joining in on the battlefield as the Keeper of the Grove is low on mana. What is going down in this matchup? This Watcher Ward in a strange spot, only able to gain line of sight here as it's unable to see around the trees. Keeper of the Grove going to be staying at level 2. What items will be dropped here in just a moment? A Circlet of Nobility, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, as we are looking at what, +9, +15 stats across the board for that Keeper of the Grove already. Now, Blade Master quickly runs on through. Is it going to try and get some damage onto anything? No, it is not. Wants to finish off this Wisp. Should be able to do so. Well, does not do that as the Blade Master now doing a little bit of chase once more. We are looking at a Spirit Lodge already being added in. I don't see a Bestiary as of yet. Shadow Hunter is going to be joining in on this fight. And with the number of Huntresses, it does make a lot of sense for that Shadow Hunter as that second hero. The question behind this, though, is, well, what abilities will be used? Are we going to see Healing Wave, Hex, or Serpent Wards? You can make an argument for all three of these abilities. Well, Hex, however, you only need at level 1. It is Serpent Ward and Healing Wave that you really want high level abilities on, as that Blade Master coming across to get some damage on that Ancient of Lore right there. However, that Blade Master absorbing a little bit too much damage, more than he would like. Blade or Keeper of the Grove, what is it doing? It's dropping behind all of these items. Is that for that Demon Hunter right behind? Yes, that is going to be the case, leaving behind, well, a lot of items to give extra damage to that Demon Hunter the instant it is back out in play. All right, Huntress is wandering back again. Ancient of War, accident, well, getting a rude wake-up call. Blade Master waking up the creeps and then forcing that Ancient of War to tank all of that damage. Demon Hunter now already up to +9 stats of very, very good abilities, already up to 650 hit points with almost 6 armor at this stage, and also +6 damage. Shadow Hunter, Blade Master already out on the field with the Shadow Hunter going for Serpent Wards. Keeper of the Grove could try and go after the Ogre Magi creep camps here. And this game is strange for one reason. Just the positioning on all of these units, how these high level heroes and these high level armies are moving all across the map on Turtle Rock. Very difficult to keep track of. Talisman of Evasion now picked up by the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter may hold on to that Talisman of Evasion for a little while until it gets to level 2. Therefore, thereby it should actually transfer it over to that Keeper of the Grove, as Evasion does not stack. Grunt's going to be joining in on the fight here. There's an ensnare onto that Huntress. Unfortunately, Demon Hunter picks up a Tome of Intelligence as that Huntress gets left behind only to fall. Shaman are reaching into the battlefield already. We see a War Mill positioned. We are going into Adept training, and we are also going into the Bestiary now at the 7-minute 30-second mark. A little bit later than normal, as Wisps may be trying to land in a couple of detonations, but will have a little bit of a difficult time. All right, in comes some damage across the board. There's that detonation now. Shaman's poison is right there, as well as there down goes one Shaman. Scroll of Speed now being used in order to perhaps try and run away from the opponent. Low hit point Grunts. So much damage coming back in across on both sides, as the Dryads now need to back away as well. All right, Grunts, all of these units trying to engage here, as we're looking at, well, a Forest and what a Headhunter finding the wrong side of the map here, as the Keeper of the Grove going to try and continue to fight. So many Serpent Wards hiding behind that Orc army, but they may be a little bit out of range, as the Blade Master going to go straight after that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter down to 82 hit points. Are we going to see a little bit more fighting? We saw a follow-up strike right there. Blade Master could go after the Demon Hunter, as we were looking at the Demon Hunter now trying to back away. Are we going to see a Mana Burn? That is a dangerous Demon Hunter. What is it doing? It is running all the way around, gets a Mana Burn off, gets purged, Staff of Preservation. All right, using every bit of hit points right there to stay alive, doing exactly that, as it is now going after the Shamans as well. Shaman's going to get taken down. We're looking at, well, Dryads going after all of these units. The Dryad could easily finish off a Shaman right in that position, as the Keeper of the Grove, well, may be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Gives a little departing gift with an Entangle, as that Grunt will end up getting taken out. Shaman and Grunt all lost right there. Dryads now retreating back home, and Moon using every bit of hit points out of his own units to stay alive. That Demon Hunter was in danger for quite some time, forcing a Moonstone to be used, as the hero levels, level 3, level 2, going up against level 3, level 2. All right, Moon with the definite advantage there, sitting at 47 supply right now, going up against 36. That was a tactical retreat to try and save all of his units. That Demon Hunter was able to go very, very deep behind enemy lives, and that Staff of Preservation saving that Demon Hunter, as he was able to get back home and heal back up. Tree of Life, Tree Ancient of War, going to be rooting itself in position off over here in just a moment. Dryads, Gargantuan Sea Turtles chasing, playing a game of chase with those units as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle now makes its way back. All of that little bit of separation, you can see these giant sea turtles are not currently engaging anywhere, finally engaging at this point, but the Gargantuan Sea Turtle was already at half-life. Anytime you can, well, divide and conquer an army, even if it is just creeps, it translates into more hit points for that next fight and that next battle. Overlord getting shut down right there. Blade Master going up against all of these units. What item was dropped? It is a Hood of Cunning, Agility, and Intelligence. Also a decent item for the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter also picking up, well, a Sobi Mask, just what the Doctor ordered for any extra mana that he may want in these upcoming battles. Level 3 going up against level 3. Heroes are overall the same, but Moon, I'm hoping to make short work of that here in just a second. Overlord now taken down. Helm of Valor going to be dropped up. That is strength and agility. Is that going to be picked up by the Demon Hunter here? Or no, the Keeper of the Grove picking up the strength and the agility for a little bit more hit points as well. All right, Helm of Valor compared to the Demon Hunters. Does the Demon Hunter have any stat items? No, he does not. He has a Talisman of Evasion, and he has Evasion checked to level 2. Not quite the brilliant play that I am expecting from Focus right there. That little bit of extra gold, perhaps worth a lot more, or perhaps giving the Talisman of Evasion to the Keeper of the Grove, and then having the Demon Hunter having the strength and agility. That would be the better course of action. All right, both sides full on items here. Blade Master going to be diving on in. Demon Hunter mana burn onto the Shadow Hunter as we see an ensnare go down onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter could have a little bit of a difficult day going after those raiders. Now, are we going to see a Scroll of Healing? Demon Hunter still going around. Scroll of Healing used. Demon Hunter having a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability to follow it up. There it goes. Gets up to level 4 now. Should have level 2 mana burn. There's another Scroll of Healing being used as that Demon Hunter, well, so close to death for so long, and now finally using that Potion of Invulnerability. Level 2 mana burn isn't even trained up yet as Dryads are now starting to fall. I'm surprised we don't see more mana burns onto the Shadow Hunter or onto that Blade Master, as that Demon Hunter is dangerously low on hit points right now. Kodo Beast eating up a Huntress. Demon Hunter could be in trouble. Staff of Preservation, then Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. That's exactly what we're looking at there. 48 or 45 supply compared to 42. Waltari Jotas, yeah, very glad to see you back again. Well, it's nice to see familiar faces in the Twitch stream and the Twitch chat. If you guys can't catch me live, definitely catch me on YouTube, which I know most of you guys already do, and that's probably how most of you guys even know or found out about me. 44 supply compared to 51. I am sorry, it is Moon versus Focus, but the title, I had to switch the titles, and thereby it actually says Moon is on the left when Moon is obviously on the right, since he is the Night Elf. That's the reason why I was getting confused in terms of overall supply. Anyways, we are looking at Moon with 51 supply compared to 44 from Focus. Moon also, strangely enough, if he detonates a Wisp, would actually get more gold per second, as he would no longer be in upkeep. Thank you for the donation right there. Always appreciated. Ladder match. Can we see ladder games? This is off of a replay, but yes, you can see ladder games on NetEase. There is a little bit of delay and lag in them, but you can really watch high-level, pro-level players playing in real time as the Blade Master picks up a Vampiric Aura right there. All right, Raider's going to go ahead and dive on in. Blade Master going to try and engage right there. That front line, Scroll of Town Portal. Moon being forced to retreat back here. Doesn't like what he sees at all as that Dryad, well, ends up getting taken down. Not quite sure what hit him. Perhaps the Forest Troll Berserker swapped targets. Coming back around on the other side here, Guard Tower finding a Wisp. There's a quick detonation, but no real reason to detonate other than to show mad micro skills, as a Guard Tower does not give any experience. Yes, you can watch NetEase ladder matches. The NetEase client has a lot of, well, quality of life improvements that are superior, really superior. And okay, I gotta admit to this, because of the way Battle.net works versus the way NetEase works, Perhaps Blizzard also bit off a lot more than they were expecting to when trying to redesign the laddering system for WarCraft 3 Reforged. They needed to make sure it integrated with NetEase, and that was absolutely perhaps a higher priority than having, well, a full-fledged BattleNet system for WarCraft 3. All right, Blade Master going after that Arch or Dryad, gonna get taken down. Kodo Beast, nothing in its belly. Raiders are exchanging blows. 48 supply compared to 60. Moon has a slight advantage here, but he is the one retreating. We could see ensnares and purges onto the Keeper of the Grove as a potion of lesser invulnerability used. Dryad's continuing to fight. Demon Hunter could be in trouble. Is it gonna get a Staff of Preservation to try and retreat? It down to 52 hit points, 53 Staff of Frustration, living up to its name. Keeper of the Grove now trying to escape back. Dryads with their faster movement speed trying to get away, but that Blade Master with a 212 critical strike definitely getting a little bit of overkill damage there as units are still trying to engage here. All right, a couple of ensnares, and this could be the turnaround that Focus was looking for, being able to take down multiple Dryads in a retreat scenario. 54 supply compared to 45. Focus the definite winner in that particular battle. And we'll see what ends up happening here as the supply count and the amount of gold being mined actually a little bit higher for Focus as he is not currently in low upkeep. If I had only heard of Warcraft 3 champions until today. Yeah, NetEase is the BattleNet client, essentially the BattleNet client in China. If you do not know, in order to do business in China, I believe, at least for software and internet things, part of the company has to be a Chinese company to follow a lot of the Chinese regulations. So BattleNet does not exist actually in China unless you're using a firewall. And NetEase is actually built on top of the Warcraft 3 engine here, almost like as well, difficult to explain as the battle now currently going on. All right, Shadow Hunter, Demon Hunter trying to engage here. Demon Hunter now sitting up at level 5. Level 5 Demon Hunter running around in the backside here. Doesn't have any additional survivability items. May have to be Staff of Preservation out of here in just a moment. Not even having any sort of rejuvenation. So that Demon Hunter is in trouble. Demon Hunter went a little bit too far deep as the Shadow Hunter uses up a potion of mana, getting in a large amount of experience. And now Moon being forced to retreat here as we are looking at Focus for the first time in this match since the earliest portions of the game having the supply advantage. All right, the supply advantage also a bit of an economic disadvantage for a little bit as Focus and Moon now finally going back into low upkeep. Yeah, so NetEase is essentially the BattleNet client in China. It actually sits on top or sits separate compared to how BattleNet is integrated into the actual Warcraft 3 Reforged client. Think of it also as, well, you can almost think of it as an upgraded W3 Champions. Thank you for the 10-month sub. Great to have a long time. Love seeing Orc win. Yeah, Orc going up against Night Elf in what is perhaps one of the more delicate matchups as everything else is trying to be balanced. Dryads now going after the Blade Master. Blade Master trying to make their way back around again. Demon Hunter does have a survivability item, but only one. It did lose that Talisman of Evasion finally as that Blade Master, well, getting entangled and, well, shut out for quite some time. Massive repairs on that Ancient of War, not going to keep him alive as more Dryads are still pushing up here. 67 supply compared to 60. Raiders are diving on in. There's a couple of ensnares. Serpent Wards also being dropped down into position, getting in a lot of piercing damage onto those Dryads. Incredibly important as that Blade Master sitting at level 5, getting very close to level 6. And I believe the Demon Hunter was Staff of Preservation back. No, Demon Hunter right there, able to break free, and now Staff of Preservation back out. Dryads, while finishing off the remaining Serpent Wards here. Keeper of the Grove should be the one to absorb all of that damage. Not going to be much of an issue. 600 range compared to 600 range as, well, we are looking at another engagement perhaps getting ready. Keeper of the Grove getting very close to level 6. Demon Hunter at level 5. A lot of survivability items ready and getting into position here. Kodo Beast doesn't have anything in its belly. 70 supply compared to 57. Focus has the supply advantage. Will he be able to carry out the victory here as we see Dryads now falling? A 304 critical strike from that Blade Master plus 23 damage. And on top of that has Vampiric Aura. That is going to be a lot of damage healed. Wisp coming out to detonate onto the battlefield. And we are looking at the battle still raging on here. Dryads trying to push their way through. Demon Hunter absorbing a large amount of damage, currently ensnared. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as he is just trying to fight his way out of a tough spot, but having a lot of survivability because of high armor and evasion. Evasion adding up quite a bit here. Scroll of Healing used on Focus's side to try and keep some of those lower hit point raiders alive. 57 supply compared to 67 as the Shadow Hunter now gets up to level 6. Level 6 Shadow Hunter, level 3 Healing Wave. Serpent Wards still poking around, and it is those Serpent Wards with that very high, consistent piercing damage, which is making it difficult for those Dryads to even get within range. All right, more damage coming back across here. Vampiric Aura sitting on the Shadow Hunter. Transfer of items over as that Blade Master with plus 23 damage could be going after this Tree of Life here in just a moment. Moon considering his options. A bunch of low hit point Dryads, and says, you know what? A good option is just a heal right now and then, well, perhaps come into the battle again. All right, Keeper of the Grove purposely staying in that backfield. The ensnares stopping the Wisp from repairing as that Tree of Life gets shut down. Shadow Hunter does have enough, no, does not have Hex at all, but we are looking at, what is that, quintuplets of Serpent Wards poking apart all of these Dryads. 73 supply going up against 60. We are still running on 2 bases for Focus with full saturation compared to compared to 2 bases for Moon. Of course, Moon has an additional expansion. 2 bases compared to 2 bases. Well, 1 base versus to 1 base. The main gold mines have already been mined out. Is this the Tree of Eternity? No, that's the Tree of Life. The Tree of Eternity perhaps going to make its way off over here to try and root an easy walk, since all of these trees were already, well, this Turtle Rock facing a little bit of deforestation by the Night Elf because of all of those summoned Ents. All right, Raider's going to dive on into this expansion location here. This expansion cannot fall. If it does fall, Focus will then take a commanding lead in terms of economy as well. As we're looking at a follow-up battle here, Dryads, however, going to be able to pick apart some of these, the Kodo Beast, as it is trying to retreat back. The Serpent Wards are not all set up. Are we going to see a healing wave? We should be looking at a healing wave, but this is not a perfect situation for a healing wave at all. You want more damage across multiple units, so they will bounce around and heal multiple units again. All right, Keeper of the Grove with Tranquility, a quick ensnare, stopping that Tranquility short as a Raider does get taken down. All right, Wisp getting detonated in that backfield. A couple of ensnares going down. Demon Hunter could be in trouble. Staff of Preservation could be used up here in just a moment to try and save that Demon Hunter, who seems to be surrounded deep behind enemy lines. All right, Vampiric Aura for the Shadow Hunter, trying to keep all of the units alive. That Demon Hunter Blade Master shows up to the party and says, you know what, I can try and use Blade Storm to try and cause a little bit of problem as well, as Dryad after Dryad ends up getting taken down. Demon Hunter down to 190 hit points. He is now out of Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Is he going to get ensnared and taken down? Down to 32 hit points, 16 hit points. Moon losing his Demon Hunter and a couple of Dryads as well, and this could be the death of the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove trying to head back out, gets purged, gets ensnared, and Focus gets the win. Focus with a beautiful, beautiful victory right there. Even though he consistently had the smallest army, overall score, had more experience on his heroes, even though he mined less gold overall. You can see he mined less gold even though he lost less gold to upkeep, and that was critical right there, purposely staying in no upkeep, banking up before trying to venture forth and trying to establish an equal-sized army going up against Moon. A lot of hit and run tactics there going back and forth, and well, the level of play was a bit confusing to keep track of early on. Moon and Focus were creeping, but it wasn't these really defined creep patterns. They just seemed to be just rotating and in constant movement and constant shift, which to the untrained eye just seemed like there was no really rhyme or reason, but they were just trying to constantly outthink each other and were able to shut down opposing creep camps while not getting harassed too much themselves. In the end though, Serpent Wards, Mass Serpent Wards, level 3 Serpent Wards with level 3 Healing Wave, able to deal with the Mass Dryad army, as Moon considers whether or not Mass Archers is the way to go once more. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.